I'm David Simonini with Simonini Signature Homes. Let's have a chat.
When I was young, I had it all planned out, that something big was down the road. I really thought I'd have it all by now, not be a failure if I don't.
The Simonini family is originally from Elmhurst, Illinois, which is outside of Chicago. My father was a home builder for uh, 50 years plus. My brother's a home builder. My sons are home builders. So we've been home builders in Charlotte for a long time. We moved here in 1973, and I joined the family business in about 1983. And in 1996, I went off on my own to form David Simonini Custom Homes, focusing on really high-end homes, um, authentic architecture, and just doing really special neighborhoods and things and that like that in Charlotte. So it's just what our family's been doing for years. The Simonini name is synonymous with quality here in Charlotte. I've always been like a forefront of what's happening. I tore down the first house in Charlotte, I believe. It's 1996. I built the first $1 million spec home in 1996 also, I believe. I was always, Charlotte is mainly a traditional city. It was always just brick Georgians and so on. And so I brought European architecture here in the late 90s and did some incredible projects. One of them is Carrance, which is a European village and in the back of a neighborhood called Pelham Woods. And I built these European stone houses on a hillside. And it was hard to figure out initially, like, where am I going to build this village? And that all got created from a visit to Provence, France. And I saw this cool architecture and I said, man, that'd be awesome to build something like this in Charlotte. I was driving around one day and I found 7 acres in the back of Pelhamwood neighborhood, and it was floodplain. And when I walked down there, I literally felt above my knees in mud. And I think that property could possibly still be for sale today if I hadn't bought it, because it was just, it was a cliff and it was all mud. But I saw it. My vision came to reality when I walked in there. Um, so I mucked all the mud out. I made this beautiful pond, and I brought in black swans, and I started tucking these European homes into this hillside. And we have a cobblestone street, and I took it as far as you can take it without pricing yourself so far out of the Charlotte market. Because when I first built them, people didn't really understand it. It's something Charlotte's never seen before. So that was something I'm really proud of. In 1999, it was voted #1 neighborhood in the United States by Professional Builder Magazine. And I remember when the judges flew in to see it and they saw the before and after pictures, they were looked at me and they were like, I've never seen anything like this. So I'm really proud of that. I also did a European village of English townhomes. And I went over to the Cotswolds of England, spent 2 weeks. So I built that more closer into town. It's called Chipping Camden, and it's a European village of English townhomes. And I built this English garden, and all these homes back up to an English garden. So, throughout the years, I did a lot of European architecture in the late 90s and early 2000. And today we're evolving. And as of like 2017, I started doing modern houses, and not exclusively modern, but whole different type of architecture. Um, some of it's called English arts and crafts architecture, um, and doing some really nice modern homes that you see in Los Angeles and Arizona and Florida and so on. But Charlotte is, it's one of the top areas in the United States to build, and I can't think of anywhere else I'd want to build. I mean, this is a very vibrant area, and people are moving here every day. A lot of people moving here from other parts of the country, from the West Coast and New York and so on, and so it gives us the opportunity to really do some amazing homes. Um, Davis Swing Custom Homes specializes in building just authentic architecture. We're a little different than a lot of builders because I don't just take a set of plans and set of specifications and just build it. I get involved in the architecture. I get involved in the planning. I get involved in the budget, the daily visits to the site and so on. And I'm very particular about certain things we do, the way we build, down to what type of hose bib are we putting in, how's the wire being run up in the attic, and what type of water heaters we're using, and and those type of details. But I just want to make sure everything's right. What drives me in home building is making the client's dream come true. I'm working with a client right now, and they have this dream of this 6,000 square foot gorgeous ranch that we're going to build on 1 acre in Charlotte. And if I taking it from the planning stage to the completion stage, if I've when I hand over the keys at the end, and the customer is, I had one customer literally break in tears recently, and it was like, we were walking through the house. It was about 2 months from completion, and he basically started tearing up, and I was like, looked at my project manager. I said, "What's wrong?" And I said, "What do we do wrong?" He goes, "Man, you have no idea what it took to get here, and you're making all my dreams come true." And I was like, I mean, that's my payday. That's what I means the most to me. So making, when you're able to make this is people's largest investment typically. And so I like making people's dreams come true. So I have a real passion for taking it from the start to the end and doing it right. Is in I want people to live in a home and not have any problems with it, and have all the things they want, and we think things through. They'll be like, what if we do this? And I'll research ideas, and I said, well, how about this idea? And so I just don't accept. Sometimes I don't accept what they want to do. Um, because I don't necessarily agree with it. And sometimes I'm like, do I say anything? But I do say stuff, and I say, I'm not sure that's the right decision. And they're like, why? And then I'll say, I would do this. And they're like, oh my God, I'm so glad you said something. I'm sometimes maybe too vocal, but I want to make sure things are done correctly. And I'm not always right, but I put a lot of time and effort in my homes, and I spend a lot of time with architecture. One thing I'm proud of right now is I've actually have two home builders that build lower price homes that are hiring me to build their home. One of them is building a extremely expensive home, and he said, "I need your expertise. I need the best on this house. My people. This is not what we do." And so I was real proud of that. That's recently. I'm getting ready to start two homes, so um, I basically could be an interior designer, a builder, architect. I kind of like I'm all in one. I have all three of those attributes. So you're not just hiring a builder when you hire me. You're hiring someone who's got the attention to the details of all the interior details, the exterior details, the proportions, and so on. And I work real closely with architects to make sure that we're building exactly what the client wants. The mission is to build amazing architecture on infill locations. I honestly feel like this is like 1996 all over again, because I'm so excited about Charlotte. I'm so excited about the architecture that's coming to Charlotte. So I want to be a big part of it. So I just think the future is so bright here. I thought for years, because I honestly could probably move to Atlanta. I probably could move. One time I almost moved to Boca Raton, and I was going to build 10 to $30 million houses. I kept coming back to, why would I leave Charlotte? It's, one of the top cities in the United States. I'd be crazy to move. People are moving here. So I want to be where the growth is. What I bring that others don't, and there's a lot of good builders in Charlotte, but a lot of guys just want to build the home and be done with it and move on to the next house. I literally get so entrenched in my projects with the homeowner, the architect, the interior designer, that it's just a different experience, because I see things other people don't see. And I have a passion for, I'll say it over and over again, architecturally correct. So many plans and so many houses I drive around, I'll see new construction, and I'm like, oh my God, that dormer doesn't fit. This doesn't make sense. That front door is too small. That window's too wide. I'm a perfectionist. I am absolutely a perfectionist. In 2025, I'm really excited to start Arthur Homes by Simonini. and we're going to specialize in homes that are 300,000, probably to 800,000. And I want to build homes that people can afford in today's economy, but still have the architectural details. And so I want to build authentic architecture cost efficiently. And so I'm forming Arthur Homes by Simonini, and we're starting on a project that's going to start up in the Conover area. It's going to be 46 townhomes, and they're going to be $369,000. You know, I can't even find a lot for that amount here in Charlotte. So I'm really excited about building that brand over the next who knows how many years.